Hey folks, how are you? I wanted to do this video today, and I'm going to put this particular video on two of my channels, the Suburban Hippie Experimentalist and the Suburban Hippie Photographer. And I just kind of wanted to register my anger at GoPro. And let me tell you something, I've been a fan of GoPro since I got my first camera, this one here, which is the GoPro Hero 3 Black. Now, before getting GoPros, I thought it was all hype, but when I got this camera, it really had a great picture, and I had been happy with this camera. So then I got my Hero 4 Black. Okay, and I've got the gimbal. I've got a little ecosystem for it. And the thing is, when I got my Hero 4 Black, I didn't use the Hero 3 Plus Black a lot, but I'd pull it out of the case and I'd charge it. It had the battery in it, and I'd pull it out of the case and the battery. You know, I'd charge the battery and stuff like that and check it out and make sure it worked. So I guess about 6 months went by and I hadn't charged this battery in a while. And the thing with GoPros, it's a well-known issue. They really drain your battery fast, even if they're off for some reason. So you have to take the batteries out when you store them. But since I took this out occasionally and I'd charge it and I'd make sure everything was good, I wasn't really that concerned about it. And primarily I use the Hero 4 Black because that is the better camera of the two. The thing is, you know, I guess I didn't check it in a while, maybe 6-7 months, and when I went back to look at the GoPro, the battery was dead. And okay, so I have to replace a battery. That's not a big deal. I expect to replace a battery if I neglect it. But see, this GoPro stopped being able to turn on. So after the other day, after about 3 hours or 2 hours or somewhere around there, I don't know what it was, but it was a long chat session with GoPro, troubleshooting, updating the code, all this stuff. The person said, "I'm sorry, but your GoPro is broken and it can't be fixed. And the reason is this usually happens because the battery was left in." Now, I'm an electronics person. I had a 20-year degree or 20-year career in electronics. I was a consultant. So with lithium batteries, what you usually have a smart battery, and that's designed to cut the battery off completely when the voltage dips to a certain level. Now you can't fit a smart battery in these little GoPros. I understand that. That's acceptable. And the batteries, frankly, aren't that expensive anyway. But what they could do is they could put circuitry in the camera so that when the battery voltage dips down to a certain level, it completely disconnects it. Now this camera here is $400. And this was a technological miracle. It could do all sorts of things, had a great picture. $400. So for $400, it should have circuitry in there that when the lithium battery voltage gets to a certain level, it completely disconnects it. It doesn't have that, and what happened, apparently, from what they told me, is it ruined the camera. Now, I can understand if this camera broke, if I used it a lot, or if I dropped it. That's all acceptable, but it is not acceptable for electronics to have a, quote, spoilage date or a shelf life. Battery in or battery out. You know, it's not like I had alkaline batteries in here and they leaked all over everything. That would be a different story again. But this is a lithium battery, and it just ruined the camera. So after I thought that these battery died, I had bought new batteries for it, which are useless now, and my $400 camera is useless. Now it doesn't really matter if this is outside of warranty because I bought this for $400 in 2014. But the point is, I had it in a shelf. I have a foam box for it. I keep it all together, nice and neat, and it ruined the camera. Okay, so this camera, this $400 camera, is worthless. Now, this camera here, I use this camera for all sorts of videos. This camera is older than this camera. I've actually dropped this camera. It's got a dent here in the lens cover. This camera still works. All my cameras still work. I've never had a camera break, never had a camera stop working, especially if I'm sitting on the shelf. So I'm really angry with GoPro. I spent a long time with them on chat the other day, and they offered me 20% off of Hero 6. I'm never going to buy another GoPro again. I have an ecosystem here beside me of GoPro stuff, and because this camera broke, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a Chinese knockoff, which I wouldn't do before. I was loyal to GoPro, now I'm not. So there's that, and I'm never going to buy another GoPro again. Now, I wanted the Hero 6 Black. I thought That was a great camera. It's got some codec issues, but the dynamic range is really good on that camera. Now that's like a $500 camera. It might, I don't know, it might be down to $400. I think it's still $500. But here's the thing, I'm not going to pay $500 for something that I can put on the shelf and can break, you know, if I forget to take the battery out, because that's really ridiculous. Like I said, I expect to replace a battery if I leave it in there and it runs dead, but I don't expect to replace a camera. It's ridiculous. I'm really angry about it. In the future, I'm not going to buy any more GoPros. I'm going to switch over when I can to another brand, maybe Sony cameras. I think Garmin have some cameras that'll probably work in my 3-axis gimbal and stuff, but I just want to make this video and be clear. And I've been such a fanboy for GoPro. You know, I have left good reviews, I've defended GoPro, I've used GoPro as much as I could, and I'm just really angry at it. And it just really bothers me that this $400 camera is just broken. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to recommend you don't buy GoPro, because you never know when they're going to quit. If you do have GoPros, make sure you take the batteries out of them all the time. And if you want, you can check into the battery drain issues that are very common with these. And I think GoPro is really going downhill now, and I'm sorry to see it, because GoPro is an American company, and I want to see them do well. But man, they're really screwing up these days, and I'm not pleased with them, and especially because my camera quit. Now, I told them at the time I would actually be satisfied if I could send this camera away for like $100, $200 and have it fixed. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd be, I guess, okay with it. But she told me that they don't have any repair centers for this, and you know, because of the cost, you know, people might as well just buy another camera. So, not pleased, and just wanted to make this video telling people. Thanks for watching.